Hello, everyone.
Hi, Alston.
Hello, Alston.
Yes, let me see if yeah, some names I recognize, so it's easy for me to go. We have 35 individuals here, so I know some individuals were welcome when they joined, so I wouldn't like to repeat some and some get left out because that would not be our intention. So I will start. I recognize Robert Rodney is there Robert Rodney on? I recognize Robert.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, is the first year hearing about Toastmasters?
No, I heard about it before.
Okay, well.
First time attending in the formal meeting.
Okay, well, sit back, enjoy, and learn.
Thank you.
Yes. Rupert, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Watson, evening.
Evening. Is this your first encounter with Toastmasters?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I can assure you it will be a very enjoyable and exciting evening.
Okay, hope so.
Samantha?
Hi, good night. Yes, I'm here.
Yes. How are you? How are you?
Pardon?
How are you?
I'm okay. Thanks for asking.
Is this your first Toastmasters encounter?
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you will enjoy this evening. So
yes, I'm looking forward for the topic.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. Nicola?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good.
Is this your first Toastmaster encounter?
Yes, it is.
What are your expectations?
I have an open mind.
Okay, all right. I'm sure you will enjoy it.
I hope so.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome, sir.
Toastmaster Melinda.
Toastmaster Alston?
Yeah, just keep me in check that I don't run over.
You got it.
Yes, just keep me in check. Jamie?
Yes, sir, Watson.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Yes. Is this your first Toastmasters meeting?
Yes, the very first.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So sit back, don't drink too much too early, and enjoy the evening.
All right. Much thanks, sir, Watson.
Yeah. Okay. Citron?
I'm here. Good afternoon, all. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm assuming you're not at work, eh? Am I correct?
Yes, your assumption is correct.
Yes, yes. Is this your first?
Yes, this is my first encounter.
Okay, but you have heard about Toastmasters before?
Yes, I pretty much understand some of your interest and the things that you do.
Okay, well, you will get, I'm sure you'll find the meeting interesting and informative.
Okay.
Yes, so there's a lot of information, but we are just giving a glimpse into what Toastmaster is about. So it's a teaser in a form.
Okay.
Yes. Miguel Maraj.
Yes, sir, Watson.
How are you?
I'm good.
What are your expectations this evening?
I would say the same thing as Nicole, open mind.
Okay, yes, I like that. So sit back and enjoy and participate when called on.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. June Seaford.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm from Bank of Guyana Royal Toastmaster Club.
Okay, welcome to Jamaica.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. And we appreciate that you took time out to be here with us.
You're welcome.
Okay. Glenroy Llewellyn.
Yes, sir, I'm here. Good evening, everybody.
How are you?
I am good.
What are your expectations this evening?
Well, to see what Toastmaster is all about.
Okay.
It's my first time.
It's your first time.
Yes.
And I know you will surely enjoy this evening. I urge you to participate in the table topic session.
Okay.
Dolores.
I'm here.
How are you?
I'm great.
Any expectations?
Well, I've been hearing quite a lot about Toastmasters, so I'm kind of open to see what it's all about.
Okay. I'm sure we'll live up to what you have heard about us.
Okay. Thank you for the assurance.
Yes. Kadeen Lee.
Yes, sir, Alston.
Yes. How are you?
I am doing good enough.
Yes. Anything to share with us? Are you?
I am trying to set up now. Just log on. So give me a second.
I'll continue setting up. I encourage you to enjoy the evening.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. There's a S Green. Gillian White. Oh, the S Green is on. Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon. Mark Rice here, login as S Green.
Okay. How are you, Mark?
Not too bad, sir, Alston.
Yes. It's a pleasure to have you with us. We do hope that you enjoy the evening.
Yes, I will, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, all right. You're welcome.
Okay. Toastmaster Alston, please excuse me. It is that time of the evening where we start our meeting.
Okay, thank you, Melinda. All right. Good evening, esteemed guests and fellow Toastmasters. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to our Toastmasters demonstration meeting. It is an honor and pleasure that I welcome you to our Toastmasters meeting this evening. At our Toastmasters meetings, we provide leadership and communication training. Today, we'll share with you some aspects of our Toastmasters training program. For our meeting today, we have an education feature, prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, and a question and answer session. In terms of house rules, As mentioned before, and I'm stating again, I'm asking that you mute your microphones to prevent distraction and interruptions. Only unmute when asked to do so by the functionaries in the meeting. Now, let me at this point in time introduce our Toastmaster of the day. He's a translator and interpreter. He has held many leadership positions in his clubs, not club, clubs, over the years. He's currently serving as Vice President PR at Club Avance Les Pioneers and at Amethyst Toastmasters Club, and he's a club coach at Sapphire Toastmasters Club. Please note, all these clubs are in Haiti, so he's from Haiti. He's currently working towards achieving his Distinguished Toastmasters designation by June 2020. That is next month. As we progress and transition through the meeting, you will notice that he's a fun-filled, entertaining, elegant, and enthusiastic Toastmaster. Please help me welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Peterson Pierre. Toastmaster Peterson.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Alston, for this warm welcome. Colleague Toastmasters, honored guests, good evening. Let's imagine for one moment that a group of scientists, after many sleepless nights, dedication, and hard work, come up with a cure for COVID-19. What would you expect from them? That is very simple. You would expect them to use the cure for their family members and friends and keep the secret for themselves. Am I not right? No, that's wrong. That's the wrong answer. We would expect them to share their findings with the entire world, because we know that at this time, many people are going through difficult time because of this virus. Let me tell you, honored guests, that for 96 years, Toastmasters International has been providing, sharing the cure in terms of leadership and communication. Be the judge tonight, because all the speakers here who are Toastmasters have gone from hero to the current level that they are. Maya Angelou has said, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. My hope for you tonight is to find the inspiration, the strength, so that you too can find the voice, so that you can speak and inspire other people. That's my way to welcome you to this great meeting, colleague Toastmasters and honored guests. For you visiting with us for the first time, I would like to inform you that our meetings has several parts in it. But tonight we will have a presentation portion and an evaluation portion. I will be the facilitator of the presentation portion, but somebody else will be in charge of the evaluation portion. It's my honor now to introduce Distinguished Toastmaster Karen Thomas. She has been a Toastmaster for many years and has served as division director, area director, president, you name it. She is a former management consultant, and she's currently serving as the president of two clubs, UCC Toastmasters Club and Dynamic Speakers Toastmasters Club. She uses her voice to motivate and mentor. Honored guests and colleague Toastmasters, please help me welcome the General Evaluator of the Night, Toastmaster, Distinguished Toastmasters, Corinne Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, in Toastmasters, evaluation is key. We evaluate to motivate. That means that we understand that speaking in front of an audience is a very scary thing. Because of that, we need to ameliorate the fears that people have and ensure that having spoken, they must feel ready, willing, and able to return to try again. As the general evaluator, my role is to have overall responsibility for the evaluation team in today's meeting. Because it's such an awesome responsibility, I have a team to help me to ensure that all aspects of the meeting is covered. I'm going to introduce you to 3 members of the team, and then you'll hear about the others. Our timer today is Toastmaster Julius Reed. He's a fairly new member, but he has already embraced Toastmasters and achieved level 1 in his innovative planning path. Toastmaster Julius, please tell us what will be your role and responsibility as timer today.
Thank you. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. This evening, I will be your timekeeper. And what this means is that I will be timing every item slotted on our agenda as we progress throughout this meeting. I will pay special attention to manual speeches and table topic presentation. So for the 8 to 10 minute speech, I will show the green light at 8 minutes, the arm at 9 minutes, and the red light at 10 minutes. For the 5 to 7 minute speech, I will show the green light at 5 minutes, the amber light at 6 minutes, and the red light at 7 minutes. If the light is red and the speech is not completed, then the speaker should quickly wrap up his or her presentation. For the table topics, I encourage each and every Toastmaster and guest to participate. Note that I will show the green light at 1 minute, the amber light at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red light at 2 minutes. You will have an additional 15 seconds to wrap up to qualify for the best table topic speaker. When called upon by our general evaluator, I will give my time performance report. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Julius. Now we will hear from our counter, who is Angela Nelson. Angela is an experienced Toastmaster. She has achieved advanced designations, and not to be outdone, she's also heading down the pathways. She's a past area director and a member of SIPS Communicators Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Angela.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Toastmasters and guests, in our quest to improve our public speaking skills, we must eliminate overused words, filler sounds, and inappropriate interjection because they detract from our presentation. As the counter this evening, I'll be monitoring the use of crutch words such as so, but, you know, sounds, ers, and I will provide feedback during the evaluation segment of the meeting. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angelo. The other member of my team is our grammarian. Our grammarian hails from Cacique Toastmasters Club in in Guyana. You see how international we are? She is the incoming secretary of that club. She's a fairly new Toastmaster. That is not stopping her, and she has gone international too. Toastmaster Aisha, please tell us what your role is as grammarian.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. It's my pleasure to be your grammarian tonight. As speakers, we know it is imperative for us to use our English language in the correct way, or practice to use our English language in the correct way. My role as a grammarian tonight is twofold. One is to introduce the word of the evening, and the other is to peruse the English language, noting, listening for malfunction, use of words, listen for vocabulary, part of speech, definitions, etc. I will share the word of the evening. Tech team, can you please allow me to share my screen, please?
Please go ahead, Toastmaster Aisha.
Thank you. So the word of the evening is ameliorate, and it is a verb. The meaning of the word: make something bad or unsatisfactory better. When used in a sentence, the reform did much to ameliorate living standards. I implore you to use the word of the evening when you speak. At the end of the meeting, when called upon, I will give my report. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aisha. When we return to give you our findings in the evaluation section of the meeting, you will also hear from the speech evaluators who will address how our presenters have acquitted themselves today. Over to you, Madam, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. The table is set now for a great time together. We know the different evaluators: grammarian, accountant, timer. Now we are moving into our first presentations. And our first presenter tonight will be presenting a workshop, an education feature. He has been a Toastmaster for 9 years, is currently a project manager, a professional engineer, and a farmer. He's a member of SIP's Toastmaster Club and serves as the area director of area number 10. He likes to use his voice to mentor and coach. Colleague Toastmasters and guests, it is my pleasure to introduce tonight our first speaker, Toastmaster Alston Watson, and his presentation, Find Your Voice. He will have from 8 to 10 minutes for his presentation. Toastmaster Alston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. What can Toastmaster do for you? I believe that at this moment, many of you on this demonstration meeting is asking yourself this question. I will state confidently that Toastmasters can assist you in finding your voice. Toastmasters can assist you in developing your leadership and communication skills. Toastmasters can assist you in being a better professional. The next line of thought is, what is Toastmasters? Toastmasters, in a nutshell, is a worldwide non-profit educational organization that empowers people to become more effective communicators and leaders. Toastmasters is a network of over 358,000 members in more than 16,800 clubs across 143 countries. Toastmasters is an effective provider of dynamic, high-value, experiential communication and leadership skills development. So you see a range of service that Toastmaster provides and this range and coverage across the world that it has. How will Toastmaster, or how can Toastmaster benefit you? First, you should understand that Toastmasters is an environment where you work at your own pace. So don't get overly concerned that you don't have the time. Just sit back and listen. Toastmasters can assist in improving your public speaking skills. It can assist in building your leadership skills as you take on roles in the organization. It assists you when you practice writing speeches and presenting in group settings in your clubs, in your club and other clubs. It assists in that respect. And you should know when you do these, play these roles and listen and deliver these speeches, you gain a competitive advantage at work. You're no longer timid to step forward. You find that you're more proactive. It expands your network, both inside of your club, and if you do interclubbing, you find that you get to know a lot of professionals in and around your country and your region and internationally. It's all of this helps to build self-confidence and self-awareness. The sky is the limit. There's no limit in terms of your personal growth. It all depends on you. You can maximize your potential. So there you see the range of benefits that Toastmasters provide. The Toastmasters experience, as I mentioned, in the club environment is a self-paced. You work, some persons at different times work faster than some, but it is all in your hands. It's a experiential learning environment, so it's not just sitting in a seminar and listening. You have to do the work. So it's a hands-on learning environment. You practice prepared and impromptu speeches. You have opportunities to develop your leadership skills when you take on functional roles. One integral part of our Toastmaster experience is feedback and evaluations. And you will learn about sandwich techniques and a lot of other evaluation tools that we have. And we provide mentors and coaches. So to put things into perspective, I'll just share with you the Toastmasters Club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. what is pathway learning experience? In Toastmasters, or at Toastmasters, we are not a sports bar. We are not a country club, so to speak. It's an environment for learning. So we have a well-structured educational program, and it is called Pathways. When a member joins, they are given one free path, one course of study which they can undertake. And I should mention that we have 11 paths currently for which members can choose from. You can do your work online or you can do it in print. My advice to you, go with the technology, go online. And as I mentioned before, you work at your own pace. No one will hold you back. You move as fast as you can. And all of these paths are geared to build your professional skills. For some more detail, I'll share some additional information. Pathways cover 5 core competencies: public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. These are the 5 core competencies that we cover. And they are 11 parts that I mentioned before. They are dynamic leadership, effective coaching, engaging humor, innovative planning, leadership development, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, presentation mastery, strategic relationships, team collaboration, and visionary communication. So here you have it. As I mentioned, evaluation and feedback is an integral part of the Toastmasters experience. We look at, I will share some of the areas that we look at: eye contact, vocal variety, confidence as you deliver. And we have 5, what do we call them now? Range of 5, which we assess by. When you get a 3, it means that you have achieved the level, the goal. So don't feel bad if you get 3. It means that you have achieved the basic requirements. And the evaluator can make comments. And all of this is good to mark where you are and know where your strong points are and where you can develop. Your learning experience does not stop at the club. We have a monthly magazine called the Toastmaster. It has a lot of interesting information. You can enter speech contests. You can participate in international convention and district conferences, and you can visit our website. There's a lot of information there. One thing to note, and it's very important, the financial side. Toastmasters break barriers. It does not break your budget. Compared to conferences and seminars, Toastmaster, I can say without any shadow of a doubt that it is very cost effective. And it goes right through the year. It's not a one-night wonder contact. Toastmasters, when a new member joins, the cost is $20 as a new member fee and $45 for a six month of membership. And there's a local cost which ranges between $8 to $12. And an example here to drive home the point of cost: the Dale Carnegie organization, their 3-day seminars cost $1,795 per person. So you can see right off the bat that is very, very, very cost effective. So having said that, I think most of you are ready to join. What we'll do to manage the crowd is that we will, at the end of the meeting, we'll circulate a Google form so you can indicate to us. Give us a feedback on this meeting and how we can and when you'd like to join. And there are several other questions, and so we'll get those and provide follow-up and feedback with you and assist you when you come on board. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Alston, for such a presentation. Now, I believe there is no doubt in our visitors' mind. Maybe at first some people were thinking that because of the theme of our meeting, that it is maybe a recruitment for an audition to recruit singers, since it's Find Your Voice, or it is a multi-level marketing campaign to sell a product, to cure the voice, for the voice, to improve the voice. But you know what Toastmaster is right now. Moving on in our program, we will go now to our next speaker for the night. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Dumas Masson. Before I introduce him properly, I would like to invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Vashon Burnett, to read the objective of his speech. Toastmaster Vashon, please. Please unmute yourself.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Today, Toastmaster Dumas will be presenting a Pathways Level 5 project. He's currently blazing down the presentation mastery path, and the title of this speech is Promote Positivity. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice. It's for the member to practice being aware of his thoughts and feelings, as well as the impact of his response to others. The member should also share his experience throughout doing this project. Toastmaster Dumas will conduct this project within 5 to 7 minutes. So help me welcome Toastmaster Dumas with Promote Positivity.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster Burnett. A few words about Toastmaster Dumas Masson. Toastmaster Dumas Masson is a member of my club. He's currently the president of the club, one of the clubs that I go to. And he is a strategist and observer in a marketing company. He has been a Toastmaster for 2 years, but I need to tell you that his enthusiasm, passion is so contagious. He's been presenting speeches ever since and been working very hard. Toastmaster Dumas is a very passionate person, as you will see it throughout his speech. So it is now an honor and a pleasure to introduce Dumas Masson and his speech, Promote Positivity.
When you look yourself in a mirror, past the makeup and blemishes, what do you see in your reflection? How do you perceive yourself and act in the world? And what is your focus when you're interacting with others? Mr. Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters from several clubs, distinguished visitors, good afternoon. Nowadays, the world is facing enormous challenges. The world as a whole, us as individuals, we're facing enormous challenges because of coronavirus. And for a great many of us, remote work is our new reality. Well, let's say the truth. We were not prepared to suddenly move into remote work. And that brings uncertainty. It is an unprecedented scenario we're saying today. Now, how to maintain productivity ease anxiety, to collaborate effectively with colleagues, and most importantly, to feel good during such a tough time. I believe we could have many complex answers to those questions. But tonight, I'm offering you a simple one. Promote positivity. Let me say it again. Promote positivity. We tend to focus on the negative. Actually, when we set out in life, most of us are programmed to act a certain way, to think a certain way, even about ourselves. That's why when we're suffering physically or emotionally, we are most likely to go outside of ourselves for the cause and cure. I would suggest that we need to change that. Many studies say that persons who experiencing positive emotions daily are most likely to have lower stress and higher resilience. By controlling your thoughts, by paying attention to your thoughts, you can have meaningful changes in your life. That's why I am telling you it's worth it to be positive, to pay attention to your thoughts. But since it may not come organically, the question now is how to make such a shift, how to develop this mentality, this focus on the positive mentality. The first tip I'm giving you this night is to be grateful for what you have in your accomplishments. I have to tell you that personally, I was not always grateful for what I have. The shift came for me when I start losing my hair. Well, it may not be obvious, but I am losing my hair. I am getting bald. Since we are having an online meeting, it may not be obvious for you, but it's true. And for me, it was terrible since my hair used to be my main attraction, especially when it comes to ask women on dates. So it was terrible. I was disappointed. And at some point, I was close to depression. But in the morning, I look at in the mirror, I said, well, I'm getting bold. There's no deny. But I still need to live. I still need to go further. After all, I'm handsome. And I'm telling you this, by focus on the positive, by focus on another positive aspect on my life, on my person, I was able to rise up. And I can proudly say, even with less hair, I'm still successful with women. Actually, recently, I met a lovely person, and when we went out on a date, on our first date, she said, Duma, you are quite a perfect guy. You see, people, focus on the positive. Another tip that I'm giving you tonight is to accept that you cannot control every situation. If you put that in mind, I'm sure that you will be better at controlling your negative thoughts and start setting realistic goals that challenge you and excite you. If you maintain a clear and upbeat and open-minded approach with yourself and people around you, there is no doubt that you have the power to create positive situations and interactions. Another thing that I'm telling you about it is to practice thoughts replacement. With practice, positive thinking will come to be normal. And actually, this is precisely what Toastmasters is offering you. A positive environment where you can thrive, where you can flourish personally and professionally. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a difficult moment. However, I believe actually, it is the perfect time to define who you truly are and to reconsider your interaction with others. You may not have as much hair as you used to have. You may not be as productive as you used to be weeks ago. But I'm sure there are many things around you, positive things you can focus on. You have a job. You are alive. You have some nice babies. And if you are as lucky as I am, you are dating a very lovely person. We don't know how much time this crisis will last. So let's focus on the positive and reflect upon success. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jima Masson. It is indeed, that was indeed a great speech, and I can tell you I will focus on the positivity. In spite of the fact that you've lost your hair, we can see that you've decided to focus on other traits, on other features of your life, which is great. Thank you very much for your speech. Moving on in our program, we'll continue this time with Toastmaster Elise Nehru, pronounced, as Peru. She is, if I use my own word to describe her, I would say that she's full of energy. She's a state inducer because whenever you talk to her or in her presence, you cannot be sad. She will always find a word, or only with her voice, she will bring you joy or enthusiasm. She has been a Toastmaster for 10 years and has served as a Vice President of Public Relations and Vice President of Membership. She's currently serving as the Vice President of Education at the Dynamic Speakers Toastmasters Club. She loves to mentor and coach and love dogs. She uses her voice to be an agent of change. Now, before I present her, I would like to invite our evaluator, Toastmaster Tashi Brown, to read the objective of her presentation.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the meeting. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Tonight, as the speech evaluator for Toastmaster Liz, her objectives focuses on the project for this member is to develop a detailed vision of her life, either personally, professionally, or that of an organization. Toastmaster of the meeting.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Brown. Colleague Toastmasters, honored guests, get ready now because it's my pleasure and honor to present to you our speaker, our last speaker of the night. Not least speaker. I'm talking about prepared speech, of course. Toastmaster Elizabeth Nehru and her presentation, I Have a Dream, under your warmest welcome. Toastmaster Nehru, the floor is yours.
I have a dream, Toastmasters, but I'm not here to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. I am here this evening to talk about my dream for Toastmasters. Sorry. Sorry, my presentation seemed to be stuck. Sorry. What is this? Can you identify this plant? For most of you, if you said the aloe vera or the Cinco Bible, or I'm not so sure what you say it is in Guyana and Haiti, but if you say the aloe, you would have been correct. Now, what does the aloe plant has to do with Toastmasters? A few weeks ago, I was in the kitchen, as some of you may be aware, I enjoy cooking. So in frying with my favorite fish, the snapper, some of the oil splashed and it fell on my hand. It hurt for a little bit. And my first response was to get a remedy for it. I had two choices. I could use this that I got at the pharmacy, or I could run to my garden and choose this, the aloe vera plant. Can you guess which one I chose? I chose the aloe vera. And within a matter of days, my burn that I received on my hand was healed and there was no scar. The aloe has so much properties, and these properties are healing properties, as opposed to the one that you purchase in the pharmacy that has a lot of chemicals and it's man-made. I was very happy that I chose the aloe vera. Now I'm going to transition to Toastmasters using the same example from aloe vera. I had a current need with my burn. Persons today have a current need. And even so, with even COVID, there are future needs because COVID has changed the dynamics of our society and now we have new norms. But one thing that will not change is that employers will value employees with public speaking and leadership skills. In addition to that, audiences now crave for engagement. They want to be a part of everything, especially our millennials. And I see from our presentation today, we have quite a few millennials in our presence today. Most importantly, the audience today want a return on investment. Toastmaster Alston spoke about the return on investment from attending events and the need for speakers to be growing. People or us as human in general need to improve our personal portfolio. And what is the answer to all of this, Toastmasters? It's Toastmasters. Like the aloe vera, we will move from what is available to us in our backyards, and it is free, or it may cost less, and we will go to the pharmacy to choose something that is expensive. Likewise, we will go to the organizations that offer more expensive products than Toastmasters. Toastmaster went through some of the benefits of Toastmasters, which include a mentor, 24-hour access to developmental information. We learn by doing in a controlled environment, meaning we can't go wrong. We won't mess things up because we're learning. We include a package of leadership and communication and flexible learning opportunities. We also have an opportunity to network with best-in-class speakers. And Toastmaster Alston spoke about the buffet of learning path. This is opposed to what do we get when we spend between 150 and 300 US for a one-day course that offers no mentorship, no follow-up, no packages, and oftentimes the presenters are not necessarily public speakers. What is the best bang for your buck? You decide today. Toastmasters, in doing my SWOT analysis, we looked at the strengths and weaknesses and the opportunities and threats of Toastmasters. A trusted brand, and we've seen an increased need, especially with the use of social media. weaknesses, we need to better market Toastmasters. And that's my dream for Toastmasters. We need to be a better marketer. Threats include unstable financial situation and unpredictable economies. Those are threats that we can take care of. So in my dream Toastmasters, I will be focusing on professional development for looking at the professional groups and also for high school students with our product, which is for high school students, which is called the Gavel Club. This will take me a while, but my dream and my roadmap is right here. It starts with a dream which I have, and within the next couple of weeks, I will do another presentation that speaks to how I'm going to outline and deliver this product. Like Dr. Martin Luther said, he also had a dream. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, you crawl. And by all means, I will keep moving to my dream. Sir, Toastmaster of the Day, thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nehru. Now I will invite the audience to do something that we haven't done before. I know you've been showing your hands, you know, pretending that you're applauding, but this time it is going to be real. We've just had 3 different presentations. Now I am inviting everybody to open up their microphone, and if you've enjoyed the speeches, let's applaud our 3 speakers, please. Let's do this. Very good, very good. Toastmaster Alston, Toastmaster Jima, Toastmaster Lees, we are very grateful for the presentations you just provided to us. We are moving on a different section of our meeting. It is now the end of the prepared speeches. We are going now to the improvisations and prepared speeches, spontaneous speeches. And this specific session of the meeting will be led by a great Toastmaster, Toastmaster Carol Riley. She joined Toastmaster in 2008. She's a trained business education teacher. She has served as an officer, as Vice President of Membership, Vice President of Public Relations, Club President, and Vice President of Education in the club. She's been traveling all over the Caribbean, attending different contests, and I believe she won a few of them.
Please continue, Toastmaster Pair. Toastmaster
I'm very sorry. It is because there was a noise. Okay. Yes, I was saying that Toastmaster Corinne Riley has traveled all over the Caribbean, attending several contests, and I believe she won a few of them. And she knows about the different cultures. I believe that she probably can guess whose accent is which. She loves to take care of her plants, and she's passionate to mentor inner city children. Colleague Toastmasters and honored guests, now help me welcome our table topic master of tonight, Toastmaster Carol Riley, under your warmest applause.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster, for that introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening to you. One of the most exciting sessions of any Toastmaster meeting is the table topics session. And the main objective of this session is to challenge members and guests to develop their impromptu speaking skills, to effectively think on their feet by answering unprepared questions. Today, as your table topics master, I will be asking questions taking the theme in mind, find your voice, and you are encouraged to use the word of the day, ameliorate. Your response must not be less than 1 minute and no longer than 2 minutes, 15 seconds. So let's get started. And I'm going to call on a seasoned Toastmaster to do the first table topic. And remember, just 1 minute. Remember, 1 minute, you see the green light, 1 minute, 30 seconds, you see the yellow, and 2 minutes, you will see the red. The first question is, raise your words, not your voice. Toastmaster Jean Small, would you take that topic, please? Raise your words, not your voice. Is Toastmaster Jean there?
Just give us 1 second to confirm for you, Madam Table Topics Master. Are you calling someone else in the interim, Toastmaster Carol?
Okay, would anyone like to volunteer? Our guests, you are welcome to volunteer.
Carol, I'll take that.
Okay, go ahead.
It's often been said, a soft answer turneth away wrath. I grew up hearing that expression, and I really believe it is true. So many times, it is the person who speaks softly who you have to listen to. So many times, we speak, we shout, when the still small voice would be more effective. Because when you're quiet, people have to listen, they have to pay attention. We must also make sure that in raising our words, we uplift the spirit so that we speak positivity, encouragement, and hope. So that we uplift instead of tear down. No, I'm not saying that it's always easy. So many times we react from a position of hurt and anger. So let us pause before we respond. That's one of the greatest lessons that I have learned since becoming a Toastmaster, and it has made a profound effect on my life. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, I encourage you today, raise your words, not your voice. Ameliorate the situation and be the voice of calm and reason. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Corinne. And you're encouraging us to pause, but we are not going to be pausing now. I'm going to call on I'll show you the next table topic. You'll find your voice if you use it. Toastmaster Ruth Williams, would you take that topic, please?
Okay, good evening. Can't find your voice if you don't use it. I would agree with that statement because I have not been a Toastmaster for a very long time, to be very honest. I have joined the club since last year, but that does not mean that I did not come to the club with a professional baggage that gave me the stage for me to express myself to a wider audience. I am a human resource manager. I'm a organization and management consultant. And that platform has always offered me the possibility to express myself to a wider audience. However, when I joined Toastmasters, I have been honed into using my public speaking skills much more effectively. And the issue about finding your voice by connecting with your audience, looking them in the eyes, using your vocal variety to be able to engage your public is another way for you to find your voice and use it effectively. So I would say definitely Toastmasters is the platform where you can definitely find your voice and use it to be of a blessing to a wider audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruth. And you have found your voice indeed. My next topic, Mr. Timer, do I have time for another one?
Yes, you can take another one.
Thank you. My next topic, my life as a parrot. Would one of my visitors, one of our guests like to speak on that? I'm going to call on Rupert. He seemed very open to speaking. Rupert, my life as a parrot. Not hearing Rupert. Will Jimmy try? Another guest?
Rodney.
Or Rodney? Speak up, speak up, speak up. Okay, shall I go back to Jean Small that I had called out earlier? Are you able to speak now, Jean? My life as a parrot.
Let me see if I can help. Toastmaster Jean, you are...
I'm trying to unmute.
No, you are unmuted. We can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Loud and clear and beautiful.
I would interpret that to mean the natural way of learning to speak. Because what do parrots do? Parrots repeat what people are saying. It's the joke we make about a person who is always repeating what somebody else says. He says this person is speaking like a parrot. But that is the natural way of teaching anyone to speak. Just think back to the time with your own children. From the time they're babies, they copy words that you say. That is called the natural way of learning to speak. But also, as a foreign language teacher, I know that I have to give my students the confidence in myself and whatever I say, and that they will be able to imitate me with confidence. So yes, a large part of my life has been as a teacher of language. And as a teacher of language, I have to make my students confident enough to listen to me, to believe that I know what I'm saying, and to imitate me. And I must say that I've had a lot of success as a foreign language teacher. And I just like to refer to Jima Masson, who is an interpreter, and I have done interpreting for many years. That is another way in which we perform like parrots. We have to say correctly what other people say. So, Toastmasters, I do believe that I can say my life has been like that of a parrot.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jean. And that brings me to the end. Mr. Timer, do I have any more time? I wish.
No, there's no more time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Timer. Thank you so much, everyone who participated. And keep speaking. Let your voices be heard. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Carol Riley, for a job well done. I'm pretty sure that our audience did enjoy the topics you provided.
Mr. Toastmaster.
Topics which were aligned with the theme of our meeting. Now, we are moving on. Yes?
May I interject for a second?
Yes?
We do have our polls whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay, very good.
Okay.
So, Mr. Timer, could you please provide the time used by our speakers, our table topic speakers?
Okay, so for the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Corin, 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Toastmaster Ruth, 1 minute and 47 seconds. And Toastmaster Jean, 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timer. Now, I would like to invite the audience to vote for the best table topic speaker. The rule is that the time allotted for each presentation is 2 minutes. So if somebody has gone over 2 minutes and 30 seconds, then that person is disqualified. So you will have the names displayed, please. Technical tech team, share the code.
We don't have the names, just the order in which they went. So the table topic speaker 1 is Karen, table topic speaker 2 is Roos, and table topic speaker 3 is Jean. So I just ask everyone to vote accordingly. And we have a few more minutes to go before we close the poll.
A few more seconds?
Yeah, seconds rather, thank you.
Okay.
All right, just a few more seconds. And that's it, ending poll.
Okay, it's the end of the poll. Who's the winner? We don't know yet. It's not for me to say either. But what I know is that probably you are wondering, how did our speakers perform during this meeting? And what are the feedbacks to be expected from our evaluators? Well, my hope is that during all these presentations, there was room for you to ameliorate. Well, yes, there was room for you to ameliorate. It is now time for me to introduce our general evaluator again, so that you can hear the feedback to be provided to our speakers and about the entire meeting. It is my pleasure to introduce Toastmaster Karen Thomas, our general evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Since Mr. Timer, would you give us the timer's report, please?
Sure. So we started on time as expected. We were ahead of time by 1 minute, and this was maintained all the way up to the manual speeches. So, for manual speeches, Toastmaster Alston spoke for 10 minutes and 52 seconds. Toastmaster Dumas spoke for 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and Toastmaster Liz spoke for 6 minutes and 26 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. Now we will hear from the evaluators of the manual speeches. And I'm just going to ask them to follow on. So we'll hear from Toastmaster Vashon, who evaluated Toastmaster Dumas' speech, followed by Toastmaster Tashi, who did Toastmaster Liz's speech. Toastmaster Vashon, the mic is yours.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Very inspiring and timely speech from Toastmaster Dumas. I love this presentation. As I said, very timely. Although he was online, I love the fact that he stood and presented. This allowed him to show great use of gesture and eye contact. So very, very good, Toastmaster Dumas. I love the fact that you opened with questions. Especially one question was, what is your focus when interacting with others? I love the fact that you also spoke about the current pandemic that everyone is being facing with right now, the coronavirus. This was the timeliness of your speech. And also you gave us a solution to the problem, because a lot of us, you mentioned a lot of us are working remotely, and there are numerous challenges that comes with this coronavirus. And you mentioned your answer to this pandemic, which is promote positivity. I love that the fact that when you mentioned it, you repeat it. You said promote positivity twice, and that helps to cement what you're saying. I love the fact that you keep repeating the title of your speech, so this kind of just resonate with your audience and capture your audience. I love that you use a real life experience about getting bald, and how you just focus on yourself and tell yourself that you're handsome. That was a very good one. And so despite what you were being faced with, you use a real life example and showed us that no matter what we're going through, we can stay positive and promote positivity. But with Toastmaster Dumas, there are two things I would have loved to see you do. I would have loved to see if you shared some more points with us about how staying positive, some more cases. You started out listing a bunch of cases where you said to promote positivity. You list the first one, which is be grateful. However, you did not continue listing the rest. I would have loved for you to continue listing some of these cases in which other persons or your audience could have seen how you dealt with this and how you focus on promoting positivity. Also, your use of time. You almost didn't qualify for the time because you focus on this one point so much about being grateful and talk about losing your hair. It kind of took away from you listing some more points which can help your audience. Overall, Toastmaster Dumas, was a very inspiring, very timely presentation, and I love your confidence. You were very, very confident in your presentation. Love your use of gesture, and I just want to tell you thank you very much for such an inspiring presentation. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vashon, and now Toastmaster Tashi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. There's a beautiful scripture that speaks to the importance of writing your vision down. And tonight, I believe that Toastmaster Liz would have crafted that principle quite well. I would like to commend you for the 4 following areas. Firstly, the way you opened your presentation. I have a dream. And you clearly removed any assumptions that the audience might have that this presentation had anything to do with Dr. King. The second area I loved was the way you utilized the analogy of the aloe vera to the Toastmasters environment. Quite a healing parameter. Thirdly, I loved the use of your language. It was extremely elegant throughout your presentation, with phrases such as a buffet of learning paths, Toastmaster as a marketer, unstable financial environment. And the fourth thing that I loved about your presentation was the use of visual aids, which added clearer context throughout your presentation. Toastmaster Liz, you may want to work on the following areas. Firstly, technical transition. I would recommend to you to find creative ways to engage your audience when you're dealing with challenges or difficulties. Find or have a few jokes in your mind that you can easily pull out in these circumstances that continue the engagement. The second thing that you may want to work on is to incorporate your connecting tool a bit more. Your connecting tool tonight was the aloe vera. And I believe that you could have utilized it throughout your presentation to allow us to understand why Toastmasters is such a therapeutic environment, just as the aloe vera is. Notwithstanding, what I really, really loved about your presentation was the way that you had such enthusiasm and the way that you demonstrated that Toastmasters is the place for everyone to be if they want to ensure that they enhance their communication and leadership styles. Thank you, Toastmaster Liz, for adding value to our lives. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tashi. Now we will hear from our counter, Toastmaster Angela. Toastmaster Angela.
Toastmasters and guests, we had an excellent meeting. We raised to the challenge. This was a demonstration meeting, and I detected no sounds, no arms, no ums, no ers, no crutch words. Everybody lived up to the excellent standard. I congratulate you all on a perfect counter meeting. No arms and ums. Keep up the good work, Toastmasters. That's what we're all about.
Thank you, Angela. And now let's hear from Aisha with the Grammarian's report.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Corinne. Please allow me to share my screen again.
Whenever you're ready, Ms. Aisha.
Tonight, I want to commend our speakers for their excellent presentation. However, there were several infractions. Most of our speakers did not use the word of the evening. Hence, I will list. Thank you, Toastmaster Pierre, Toastmaster Riley, Toastmaster okay, those are the two persons I heard the word of the evening. And now for the infractions, Toastmaster Alston Watson. You, in your presentation, as I was listening, I heard you keep using colloquial language. It was very evident in your speech. I don't know if it's because of you're Jamaican, I'm Guyanese, and what I'm hearing, but I've heard you repetitively using colloquial language in your speech. I caution you to mind. You have to use, if you're using English language, depends on what you're presenting. For smooth transition, then you cannot mix colloquial language with that. Toastmaster Dumas, well, I can't pronounce your last name. You said grateful for what you have in accomplishment. You as well, I had challenges listening to you, and I am saying again, I don't know if it's because the way you speak in your country, but what I want to tell you is that accelerating smoothly will help us all to drive safely. And in saying so, I want to tell you that some utterances of some words bear more importance than others. So thus the need for you to pronounce your words more smoothly. Toastmaster Liz Nero, thank you for your speech. It was awesome. I almost get carried away listening to you and forgot my job. I want to thank you for the remedy because I have so much aloe vera plant in my yard and I did not know that I could have used that if I got a burn. However, in speaking, you said aloe vera has so much properties and those properties are healing properties. I believe you should have said in the reverse. Instead of saying that, you should have said the aloe vera plant has healing property straight off the bat. Instead of saying that sentence, then you have to go back to explain and to let us know that it has healing properties. However, thank you for you. That was a very good speech. Thank you, Toastmaster Riley, for using the word of the evening for the table topics. Can I go on to table topics? Should I give for the table topics?
Yes, yes, please.
Speaker number 1, Toastmaster Karen Thomas. Oh my, I must commend you for that speech. You spoke with such grace, poise, and confidence. I'm quite sure that the message you carried, that the message was carried and everyone embraced what you said. Thank you very much. Thank you also for using the word of the evening. Toastmaster Ruth, you did not use the word of the evening. Toastmaster Jean Small, I must thank you for taking me back to my Guyanese Creoles with the speaking like a parrot. I always hear that while growing up. Shut up, you speak too much, it's like a parrot. All in all, I want to thank everyone, also the timer. I want to caution you with pronunciation. You had me in the reggae beat all the time with your words. But I must commend you for your good job and please practice pronouncing your THs and Toastmasters who continue to say Toastmaster. The word is Toastmaster. Thank you, speakers. Thank you for the opportunity. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aisha. And now for my overall impressions of the meeting. I thought that we have had a very good meeting. We have incorporated all of the elements that make for a Toastmasters meeting. We had speeches, we had an education feature, we had table topics, and now we're having the evaluations. Our speakers really did give us a rich speech, a rich set of speeches. We were told to have a vision, promote positivity while we find our voices. I like the fact that the table topics were in keeping with the theme, and our table topics master reminded us at the beginning about the use of the timing, and then went into the topics which were easy to use, and she did give our visitors an opportunity to speak, although they did not take advantage of that, but the chance was given. Our education feature was, I thought, very effective. It was simple, it was easy to follow. The slides were quite attractive. Our evaluators used the sandwich technique, and for the benefit of our first-time visitors, the sandwich technique is what we recommend that an evaluator use in Toastmasters. And simply, the sandwich should consist of an opening that is positive, followed by recommendations on what didn't go so well and how to improve. Because there's no point in telling someone that they need to do, that X needs to be done or Y it wasn't done properly, and you don't tell them how to do it. That's why we're here to learn. And then we end on a positive note so that our speaker wants to come back and try again. And I thought that our two evaluators this evening captured that essence very well. They showed that they practiced active listening skills, they gave practical recommendations, and they empowered our speakers by encouraging them to move on. The other facilitators, I thought you did a very good job. You listened. Toastmaster Julius kept the meeting going very well. You kept us to time as much as possible. Toastmaster Aisha, you were so thorough and you did it in the time allotted. And of course, Toastmaster Angela, it is clear that you held a listening ear. I have left one of our most important facilitators this evening for the last, Toastmaster Peterson. It is such a pleasure to have you be the Toastmaster of the day. You set the tone from you first opened your mouth. You have been a gracious host. You have obviously given this meeting a lot of thought. You had very appropriate and short introductions for all of the speakers. You kept the meeting flowing, and I thought you did a fantastic job. Well done. I do have a couple of recommendations. I thought it would have been nice if at the beginning of the meeting, we had perhaps had an invocation or something, yes, an invocation, and or the Toastmasters promise, since that is one of the things that almost like our code of ethics, and I thought it would have been useful and informative to our speakers. And of course, it would have been nice if we had found some way to do some branding. Although Toastmaster Peterson does have the Toastmasters logo behind him, I thought some of the rest of us Toastmasters, including myself, possibly could have tried a little more to incorporate that in there. That being said, I have thoroughly enjoyed this meeting. I thought it was of a high standard. Our host graciously welcomed everyone. Toastmaster Alston, you welcomed everybody before you turned over to the Toastmaster of the day. You gave us a little snippet of what to expect in the meeting, and I really did enjoy it, and well done. I think we have done quite well, and I now return control to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Karen Thomas. I believe it was a great evaluation, even though I do not ask the evaluators or the speakers if they are happy. I am assuming that they are happy with the feedback you provided. It is now time to move in a different part of the meeting, but this time we would like, since you voted earlier for the best table topics, we would like to share the results with you. Who is the best table topic speaker for tonight? Well, seems that the audience has voted in favor speaker number 3. And do you know who speaker number 3 was?
Master Gene Small.
That's right. Distinguished Toastmaster Gene Small is the winner in our table topics. Congratulations, Toastmaster Gene Small. With that being said, we are moving on. This time with the conclusion, since it's the end of my role. Over the course of this meeting, we've had an education feature, 2 speeches, 3 table topics, and great feedbacks. I personally have learned a lot from the speeches. Promote positivity. I have a dream, the speech presented by Toastmaster Nehru. That was a great meeting in my opinion. I don't know if you've learned something, if you've changed something, but I would like to bring back the quote that I've started with, which is, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you, by Maya Angelou. Dear visitors, I hope that this meeting has provided to you the inspiration that you need to be able to tell that story and to find your voice. This is my hope for you. Back to you, Mr. Host.
Thank you, Toastmaster Peterson. Esteemed guests and fellow Toastmasters, this is an extraordinary meeting, and we'll make a small adjustment to our usual meeting because I think we need to say thank you. So I'd like to thank, first and foremost, I would like to express our sincere thank you to our esteemed guests. This meeting was and is for you. You made our day. You made our meeting a great success. So let's give them a round of applause. As we say, clap you. I would also like to extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all our speakers and functionaries for conducting a meeting of such high professional standard. It is a meeting to remember. Also, I call on you to give them a round of applause. An event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eye view for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated Toastmasters who are highly skilled.
I was voted as the best speaker.
And result oriented. So last but not least, I must thank our project team members who organized this online meeting. Members of our Toastmaster Elizabeth Nehru, Melinda Lloyd, Raquel Ulrich, Zara Miller, Desiree Reed, and myself. So give us a round of applause. Once again, I want to state that we are most grateful to you, our guests, all speakers and functionaries, and our project team. I thank you all for being here with us this evening. It was a great pleasure. Thank you. This meeting is now adjourned. So here we are. Is there any questions?
Toastmaster Alston?
Yes.
Just a note about a follow-up form.
Yeah, okay, thanks for the reminder. We will be circulating a survey form to all our guests because you are in the center of our minds. So please fill out the Google form, and because we would like to improve on our follow-up meetings and our effort to share our knowledge. We don't want to keep Toastmasters a secret for too long. So please respond to our survey form and we'll keep in touch with you. Is there any other item left?
Everything is covered.
Thank you. And guess if you have any question, you can put it in the chat and we'll follow up on those also. So thank you all. Meeting adjourned. You can stay online. You can open your mic if you so wish.
All you're going to this record your thing, you know? Unless you have a producer where you know him for you have them a work.
Hi, for everyone that's still on, do you have any feedback for any of our guests? Okay, guess not. Carol, we tried.
Yes.
Ruth was speaking, but her mic is muted.
Oh, let me help with that. Madam Roos, the virtual floor is yours.
Oh, I would like to thank Liz because she invited me today to be with you all. So thank you very much, Liz. Thank you for that most inspiring speech for this evening because I was actually thinking about the same thing. I am based in Aruba, which is an hour difference. We are 1 hour in front of you, ahead of you. But nonetheless, we can connect on this platform. So the pandemic, it has its disadvantages, but it also has its advantages. I like your meeting. I'm so impressed to see so many Toastmasters on a platform. That is incredible. Incredible. How many? 35? You all had more than 50 participants?
Yes.
In Aruba, you would not have a club this big. You would not find a club this big. We are trying to work on that. And Liz, I think your vision would help us in that direction.
Well, absolutely. I'm sending you virtual hugs, Ruthie. Thank you. And thanks so much for coming. And you can always feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to share with you any ideas to let your club grow.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much for having me.
And thanks so much for coming and send our love to your Toastmaster club.
Thank
Liz,
you.
Please invite us. Please invite her to our meeting on Saturday.
Oh yes, Ruthie's in our group. I definitely will send it to her.
Okay.
Oh, you all have on Saturdays too?
Yes. Our club this is our special meeting, but our regular club meeting is on Saturday.
It's on Saturday.
Okay. And
So
that would be this Saturday?
This Saturday, right. We start at 5, which is 6 o'clock your time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll send it.
No.
Right.
Which would be 4?
It's 6 their time.
Oh, 6. Okay.
Yeah, we're 1 hour ahead.
Right.
Right.
Everyone, just a reminder that a recording will be made available to everyone that was on this call. If you want to just go over the great time we all had this evening. And also this is a plug. On Wednesday, we're also having a session on financial wellness in the time of COVID. So please join if you can. 7 p.m., which will be 8 p.m. your time, Rose.
Yes, Ruthie, that's a very interesting one. I invite you and your entire team to come and listen to that. Financial advice on how to manage during COVID.
Okay, yeah, most necessary, yeah.
Right.
Hey, Riley person, I'm jumping in to say a quick hello. I haven't seen you. It's so good to see you.
Same here, Shelly-Ann. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Hi, Carol. Unmute, girl.
Hi.
Yes. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Hi, Zara.
Alston,
Good evening,
congratulations.
everybody. Forgive me, I'm just jumping in and saying good evening to everyone.
And congratulations.
Awesome. I am so glad that I was able to get a part of it. I truly enjoyed it.
Alston, congrats to you and your team. Well done.
Grammarian, I'm sorry, I don't recall your name.
My name is Aisha.
Aisha, I totally enjoyed your evaluation and I really liked how you did it, and I got some tips that I'm really going to be stealing, particularly how you did that word of the day. I thought that was really interesting. So thank you for that. I'm going to steal that idea.
You're welcome. I was trained by the best dynamic speakers.
Right.
Yay!
No comment. I'm sorry, but the best for me is 6. So I'm going to just bow out gracefully right here.
As far as I'm concerned, you're both my clubs and we're all awesome.
You're all the best. Yeah. All right. Congrats, Alston. Well, and your team. Well done.
Big up, Alston.
Yeah. Good night, all.
Congrats, Alston.
Thank you.
So, Alston, what this mean when we get to say the words?
Which one are your words? I have many words. There are many words.
Yeah, but you know the words are looking for Alston, so talk to me.
IP5.
I like to talk to you privately, you know.
All right, then. I will private talk with you.
Yes, all right.
And Shelly,
All right.
we were speaking at the same time. Sorry about that, but I was just congratulating you on achieving your Distinguished Toastmaster Award.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Congrats. All right, I enjoyed being here.
For her second one.
Yay! Thank you.
Big up Annette enough. Big up yourself, Annette. I even had you on my my Facebook stories. That's really amazing. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. All right, I'm going to head away from you all now. Thanks very much. I'm happy I was able to join you.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to.
In the next
night, everybody.
All right, night, night, Carol. Bye. Night.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Alston, we went up to 60 persons on. That's really amazing.
Yes, we.
And I have all the screenshots I'll be sharing with the team after, so everyone can share on their respective social. Where's Pierre?
Anyway,
I
guys.
am sorry. Will there be an after meeting where people will be sharing drinks and?
I know, right? Cheers to Pierre.
And let's just, yeah.
Is this
Thank you for asking this question. Thank you for asking this question, Peterson.
Come in. That's
Jima, do you have some beverage with you?
Of course.
Yes,
of course.
man.
You know what it is. You know what it is, brother. You know, this is how we do it.
Fantastic speech, Dumas. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I love that. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And you
Thank
are
you.
handsome.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Ruthie.
Did he see my
Ruth.
comment? I said you're handsome indeed.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I received it.
Jima, man, you are increasing the fan club, brother.
Of course, of course. Of course.
Great. Dumas,
Anyway,
fantastic
guys.
speech. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for the opportunity once again. It was a pleasure.
And all the best.
Always
Great
fantastic,
pleasure.
Aisha.
Thank you. And I want to congratulate you, Melinda. I was rooting for you all the time. I spent all day on that live, my goodness.
Oh,
all day waiting to hear. And
What I like.
DJ Liz, you did an excellent job. And I'm happy to see Toastmaster Pierre again.
Oh, Toastmaster.
And Toastmaster Dumas
Morgan.
as well.
Of course. Oh, that's very heartbreaking, you know. That's very, yeah.
And nice to meet you, Zara. And
Nice to meet you. Hope to see more of
good
you.
job, Alston. Congratulations.
Well done.
I have
What I
to go
like, what I
practice my
like
speech for
is
tomorrow.
that. Okay. Thank you.
And I was
Toastmaster
elected
Alston
secretary for my
Watson.
club.
Oh, very good. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you, Toastmaster Watson, for the opportunity.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, but I need to ask this. Have you seen the flyer that I made? for the spinning?
It's awesome. It's on our Facebook page, Dumas.
Oh, great!
Which flower?
Yes, we
Great.
posted it.
Great.
Yes, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
great. Great. Yeah.
It really had a
What I,
professional look. I love it.
yeah. Yeah. What I like during my presentation, I saw Toastmaster Melinda, Toastmaster Lisa Rue, and Toastmaster Wood laughing a lot so much. They were laughing.
No, because you had a very entertaining speech. It was a great listen. Absolutely.
It was, and I was looking for the hair.
And actually, to give you some more information about Zuma, he was in a trip not too long ago, and then we were in a different meetings, and he said to me, brother, I have great news. I'm going to Turkey, man, to have surgery for my hair. So the guy, there was another guy, our landlord actually, who is a doctor, specialist when it comes to hair. The doctor said, you don't have to do that. Do you know what's happened? What may happen to you? You may lose all your virility as a man. So Jima said, if it's the price to pay, I'd rather be bold.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I tell you guys, virility.
Yeah.
I support that decision.
I'd rather be bold.
I need to thank you for your support. That's Master Lloyd. Thank you for your support.
Peterson, you are amazing.
I know, you really are. You did an awesome job today.
I did not make that up, by the way. It is true story.
Yeah, it is a true story, actually.
I did not make that up. He was so happy, man. I'm going to Turkey. You know, I've been told there are great specialists there. And the doctor, what for? Don't you know what may happen to you? You may lose that power forever, bro. And you don't even know if it will succeed. So I had to let that go. Ever since he never mentioned about his hair being, you know, he no longer cares about his hair.
You guys have a great sense of humor, plus I must admit.
There are more important things than the hair. Yes, yes.
Indeed.
That's the more of that story.
It's just hair.
So it was a nice surprise to hear him talking about his hair today. I mean, I said, oh, he finally recovered. Say,
Wow. What fantastic job.
All of you. Yes, little on that. Congrats. I'm going to head off now, but it was lovely meeting everyone.
All right, fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to head out too.
Yes.
But Peterson, thank you so much. You have been absolutely fantastic as always. Thank you for stepping up and accepting this opportunity. And you really made a difference today. Always top of top.
Thank you so much.
We say in Jamaica, top of top.
All right. Thank you so much.
I love that analogy that he used about Toastmasters being the cure. For anyone who has issues with leadership or communication, any issues at all, Toastmasters is the cure. I love that. And of course,
thank you.
I love the analogy that you used as well. Olivia will never.
Yeah, me as well. Really, really like it. Great opening, Peterson.
All right, so have a good night, everyone. I'm going to close the call right now. It was really nice hanging out with everyone. Take care. And
okay, love you. Virtual hugs. Bye.
Virtual hugs to everybody.
Virtual hugs. Bye.
Bye later.